Hello everyone, Merry Meet. Welcome back to my channel of the Goddess. My name is Mayraki for those of you just tuning in. But today I would like to cover three of the main terms often used in our society, and that is Wicca, Witchcraft, and Paganism. And what's the difference? What are they? So the first one that I'd like to get into is Wicca, which is actually what I call myself. I call myself a Wiccan. And according to Merriam-Webster, the definition of Wicca is a religion influenced by pre-Christian beliefs and practices of Western Europe that affirms the existence of supernatural power, such as magic, and of both male and female deities who inhere in natural and that in nature, and that emphasizes ritual observance of seasonal and life cycles. So I fully agree with that. But one thing that I do want to mention before we go any further into this video is that each witch's belief or each Wiccan's belief can be completely different and can be completely unique to each practitioner. So there may be some out there that completely disagree with what I say, and that's okay. I encourage you to go out there and to do your own research, which is why I cite all of my sources in my videos, as you'll see. And I encourage you to go out there and read as many books as you can. Go out there and create your own idea of what it is. Find your own truth. Don't just take, what I say and believe it's law, because that's definitely not the case. So, now, another really great source that I love is actually Historycom, and they explain Wicca as a modern-day, nature-based pagan religion. Though rituals and practices vary among people who identify as Wiccans, most observations include the festival celebrations of solstices and equinoxes, the honoring of a male god and a female goddess, and the incorporation of herbalism and other natural objects into ritual. Wiccans practice their religion according to an ethical code, and many believe in reincarnation. I totally agree with that. So Wicca is definitely a neo-pagan religion. Like I said earlier, the rituals and practices vary completely differently among different practitioners. We're still very into herbalism. I myself believe in reincarnation, and I definitely follow the ethical code, which is the Wiccan Rede, and it harm none, do what ye will. And that is the really, really, really short version of the Wiccan Rede. There's a really long one, which I'll be happy to get into later. I'd like to do a video over just our laws and ethics and things of that nature, which are pretty few, but are very highly debated, actually. History.com goes further into saying Wicca was first given its name in Gerald Gardner's 1954 book, Witchcraft Today, in which he announced it as Wicca, W-I-C-A, the extra C being added in the 1960s. According to Gardner, the word was derived from Scots English and meant wise people. So in a lot of our music and a lot of our books, you'll often hear the term the wise ones, and that's actually just referring to Wiccans. So Wicca in and of itself is the faith that we follow. It's the religion itself. It's what we believe in. It's our deities, our morals, our ethics, and our rituals are also very influenced by it. It's also our Sabbats, our holy days. That's where our basically all of our celebrations come from. So, but in Wicca, we also practice witchcraft. So, no, Wicca and witchcraft are not the same, but they do go hand in hand. So, what is witchcraft? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, it's simply the use of sorcery or magic. So there are witches in many different cultures. In fact, many would say in almost every culture. Shamans, druids, witches, witch doctors, healers, herbalists. Before we knew modern medicine, people went to these wise people to drink their potions, to get herbs to help heal their sickness. And you know, we still exist. There's still people out there learning this craft, whether it be for good or bad use, that it's completely up to the practitioner. But I myself am hoping to learn it to enrich the lives of others, so and of my own, and I love it. So, what is magic? So, I myself spell magic Magick, because that K is actually really important to a lot of us. What that means is the actual practice of what we know as magic versus magic that you see on stage, like sleight of hand, card tricks, and all that stuff. So, if you ever see that, that's what that generally means anytime someone throws that K in there. So, my favorite definition of what magic is was actually by Scott Cunningham, and that is, magic is natural. It is a harmonious movement of energies to create a needed change. Period. So it's the manipulation of energy, and this energy is inside each and every one of us. And, you know, it's inside every living thing, everything around us. So, I mean, it even goes back to, like, that's why I wear the pentacle around my neck. The pentacle, to me, the 5 points of the star, represents the 5 elements. It creates everything: water, earth, fire, air, and spirit. In my opinion, everything that you can interact with falls into that, and it's all created. It's all energy. You know, that's what the circle around the pentacle means, around the star, touching all 5 points. It's the energy that connects everything. And so you can learn to tap into that energy. So just like Dacia Avalon says, a witch is a person who has honestly explored their light and has evolved to celebrate their darkness. So it's a very spiritual path. It's something that you have to look inside and learn who you are and what you believe, and move from there. And, you know, what you practice and what you do as a witch is something that you'll develop personally. Nobody can really tell you what it's going to be like, or really how to do it. I mean, we can show you common techniques of things that a lot of people do, but, you know, someone, you know, little Susie may be able to read tarot really well, but Johnny may be great with a pendulum. Like, it can just be completely different, you know. And some people are really for, like, the really ceremonial magic, like they want that really serious, like, drum pounding big bonfire. And then some people want to run around the circle and laugh, and, like, that's okay. Witchcraft is completely individualized, and it's personal to each and every witch. The last thing on witchcraft that I really want to share to you, it's my favorite song that I've ever heard. The first time I heard it, I got like goosebumps. You could feel the energy in the air. Sound is energy, but this one, I mean, it just, I love it. And it's called Burning Times by Charlie Murphy. It's a little bit older. It's kind of a folky sounding song, but when I hear it, it takes me there. Like, I can feel it. I'm there with those witches. And one of the very beginning verses is, "In the center often stood a woman, equal with the others and respected for her worth. One of the many we call witches, the healers and the teachers of the wisdom of the earth. And the people grew through the knowledge she gave them, herbs to heal their bodies, spells to make their spirits whole." And I just wanted to share that with you because it moves me. I love it. So I really encourage you to go take a listen to that. I found it on Apple Music, so if you've got that subscription, you should be able to go just listen to it for free. And then the last topic that I wanted to cover is paganism. So paganism is like a really big umbrella term, and according to Merriam-Webster, it simply means a follower of a polytheistic religion. Period. And so that includes, but is not limited to, Wicca, Asatru, Druidry, and any other pantheon-based religions like Rome or Greece. Even Native Americans were considered kind of pagan. They were polytheistic. They worshipped many gods. So, I mean, paganism to me basically just means anything that's not an Abrahamic religion, for the most part, and it's often used that way. And then another way that my high priestess actually reminded me to explain it this way, and it totally makes sense, is all Wiccans are pagans, but not all pagans are Wiccans. So don't get that confused. And the way that, like, I can kind of put that into terms for those of you that are familiar with how the Christian church works. You know, Christianity is this broad term. Christianity is the name of, well, their faith, per se. But to put it in perspective, paganism is to Christianity as Wicca is to Catholicism. So Wicca is like a branch of beliefs underneath paganism, and Catholicism is a branch of beliefs under Christianity. So yeah, so it's just basically different branches. But thank you guys so much for joining me here with for another filming of The Goddess. And again, after we've gone through all this, I just really want to encourage you, go do your own research, do some reading. The first book that I ever read was actually Wicca by Scott Cunningham, and it was phenomenal. It really opened my eyes, and it explains so much. If you're not a big reader, there's a lot of other great YouTubers out there. I really suggest Harmony Nice. Her content is awesome, she's really thorough, and she's really fun to watch. She makes me laugh, I love it. But yeah, just go out there and don't believe everything that somebody tells you. You know, question everything. Question everything. That's how you grow. Thank you so much, guys. Merry we meet, merry we part, and merry may we meet again. Thanks.